2026 Big East Softball Championship presented by Jeep. On a day that finally feels like spring in early May outside of Chicago, we're about to find out who's got the shot to hoist that trophy tomorrow. Winner's side of the bracket in the 2026 Big East Softball Championship. It's UConn, the defending champs, against the Cinderella of this tournament, fourth-seeded Butler Bulldogs. As you're about to see, Butler started the tournament with a bang, beating the top-seeded Providence Friars yesterday, who are out because they lost to Creighton in the elimination game last night. UConn starts off the tournament again with a bang as they take down the Creighton Blue Jays and set up this matchup to start day 2 of the Big East Softball Championship. Evan Stockton, Bria Losick alongside the rest of our crew. Wherever you're watching, however you're doing it, thanks for making Big East Softball part of your Friday sports diet. And Bria, we spent a lot of time yesterday talking about everything that Connecticut has lost from their team that won the Big East Tournament Championship last year. But yesterday, that lineup looked a lot like the lineup we saw slugging all those home runs last year.
Yeah, 7 extra base hits for the Huskies, and they can do it 1 through 9. Yes, they have Kat Pettis, the Big East Player of the Year, and she did have a home run. But everyone reached base in that lineup, and they worked 9 walks as well. So not only getting it done with the bats, but also just being overall effective.
And then on the other side, they say you're only as good as your first impression. Well, Butler's first impression of the weekend yesterday was 9 runs in the top of the first. It kind of felt like that game was over before it began yesterday.
Yeah, they worked 5 walks in the first and chased out the Big East Pitcher of the Year in Alyssa Toomey. It was a statement in that first inning. It'll be interesting to see what their offense does, though, today without maybe a big spot because they didn't score after the second inning.
Trying to play a little hall ball again and make sure they're playing for a championship tomorrow. Our first Big East softball semifinal of the day. 4th-seeded Butler against defending champion Connecticut. We begin right after this. Back in Rosemont, about 30 minutes or so, traffic depending, from the center of Chicago. We're not too far from O'Hare Airport. We're going to see a bunch of airplanes fly overhead throughout the day, and both these lineups are hoping to see fly balls fly over the fence. Lord knows, Bria, with this Huskies lineup, they got the potential to send a lot of balls over that fence.
Yeah, we saw a couple yesterday, and when you have Kat Pettis batting second, Big East Player of the Year, that's definitely a name that you need to mark down and circle a couple times.
It's going to be a challenge for the Butler starting pitcher, Rylan Dyer. She's a senior, experienced, from Ohio, grew up outside of Cincinnati. What do we need to know about her as she steps into the circle?
Yeah, you look at what her keys are, it's to limit the walks. She's definitely had that problem throughout the season, but she works really vertically, so she's going to raise your eye level up and then try to drop you down.
About to find out who's playing for a championship tomorrow. Winner's side of the bracket in the Big East Softball Championship. And Rylan Dyer starts us off right on time at 105 with a strike. 65 degrees too, by the way. Yesterday we had to deal with some rain. Savannah Ring and all her Connecticut Husky teammates had to battle an hour-and-a-half rain delay in that game where they beat Creighton 3-0. They scored the fight, beat them 9-3. They trailed 3-0 and then scored the final 9 runs of the game. Good day at the plate for Savannah Ring yesterday. 2 for 4 with a double. As Bree already told you, UConn had a remarkable amount of extra base hits in yesterday's win. 7 of their 10 hits were extra base hits. In the air to right, easy pickings for Conger, and a good start for Butler.
Sometimes the first out to get is the hardest one, and we saw that yesterday with Providence struggling against Butler and the big inning they had in the first inning. So look to see how each pitcher in the circle sets the tone and is able to get there mentally to start off.
Always a challenge when Kat Pettis is up. 2 years at Connecticut, and she's starting to rewrite the record books. Big East Player of the Year, 3rd straight year a UConn softball player has won the award. Coming off an amazing freshman year for Kat Pettis last year. Kat was named all first team in the Big East last year, Big East Freshman of the Year, and she started this Big East Softball Championship with, of course, a 2-run homer against Creighton yesterday.
Yeah, you see the OPS there above 1,200. That'll play for sure.
Hard hit left side, off Price's glove at short. There's no play. Price, quite frankly, was just trying to start that hard hit ball from going into left field.
Yeah, you said it best. She kind of knocked it down and almost had a play on it. Tried to get it over, but it was more important for her to just keep it in the infield.
Be very surprised if that scored an error. That's a very tough play for Price over at shortstop. It's another really good swing for Pettis, and here comes Haley Kupal, who didn't have a hit yesterday against Creighton, but she did walk twice. They have officially given Kat Pettis an infield single on that, by the way.
And with those 2 walks yesterday for Haley Kupal, she's now reached base safely in 13 straight games.
Got some lengthy on-base streaks going on in this Big East Softball Championship. Later on today, we'll see Lily West playing for Creighton. She's reached in 19 straight games. Kupal grew up in North Attleboro, Mass, 16 miles from Providence's campus. It's a little farther to UConn's campus. Down in the count here, 1-2. Kupal last year, amidst a whole galaxy of UConn stars when they won the Big East tournament, she was really good. She batted .600 in that Big East tournament. 6 hits, drove in 5 runs, and hit a home run. Fouls another one off here.
Yeah, she's a senior that's been a staple since her freshman year, even dating back to 2023. I mean, she got ample playing time her freshman year and has continued to be in this lineup for the Huskies.
Another off-speed pitch from Dyer. We've seen a couple of those in this first inning from the Butler starting pitcher.
Yeah, she's also really mixing speeds like you're alluding to. Has dropped below 50, and then her more faster stuff is around upper 50s.
Driven in the air, but foul. Of course, that's always a side effect. Softball, baseball, it doesn't matter. If you throw a lot of breaking balls, you run the risk of leaving one up in the zone, and that can lead to home runs.
And that's really dangerous against a lineup like the Huskies.
Just missed. Dyer tried to catch that corner and didn't get the call. This was awfully close. Nice frame job by Kylie Ryan behind the plate. Oh, she got her. And the throw to second is late. Dyer does get the strikeout, though, as she is really throwing some excellent breaking offerings early on in this first inning.
Yeah, she's fired up in the circle right now. Gave a little fist bump after that 3-2 payoff pitch. Drops it down, not only into the zone, but how about 45 miles per hour? Took a lot off of that one.
Umpires will chat about this one. Pettis ruled safe at second base after the strikeout. What do you think they're talking about?
It sounds like batter interference.
Yeah, Butler's challenging batter interference. So Pettis didn't leave early, and she was clearly safe at second, but that's not what Butler's contesting here, so we're going to have to get a look at a swing and a miss for Kupal. As Coach Hall is hoping that this works in his team's favor and they get to come to the plate here in a second.
I mean, yeah, there's a swing, and she just continues to go across the plate and head back into her dugout.
You can definitely see Butler's side of the argument. And oh, by the way, Kupal's not trying to do that. She's frustrated she swung and missed, and it's just force of habit. You start walking back to the dugout, and it just so happens she walks right across.
Yeah, your momentum, especially when you're out in front of that off-speed pitch.
So we'll see how they rule it. The replay officials here at the Big East Softball Championship were active yesterday, especially in our last game of the day. It was a day that was elongated because the UConn Crane game had an hour-and-a-half rain delay yesterday. So yesterday, for everyone here in Rosemont, didn't end until around 10 local time.
And then we saw a handful of challenges and replays in that elimination game between Creighton and Providence, because you want to get every call right in that situation.
100%.
After review, call the deal is confirmed. Runner at second safe.
Well, they did not rule interference. So Butler tried it, didn't work.
Now you got Kat Pettis standing on second. Good job of her of heads up base running and swiping that base. 2 outs.
Chance for Caitlin Breslin to do damage early. She was one of many Connecticut Huskies who had extra base hits yesterday. Breslin had a couple of hits against Creighton. She doubled, she drove in 2. By her standards, the numbers were down a little bit this year. Batted .291 in the regular season. This one popped up. Is there room for Butler? Yes! Alexander makes the catch in foul ground, and Rylan Dyer yields nothing in the top of the first. Butler back to the plate, trying to take their first lead right after this.
Adulting? Overrated. Financial freedom? Now that's the move. Meet Alumnify, banking built for real life. No jargon, no hassle, just smart money moves made simple. Want to save more, spend smarter, build wealth? We've got your back. With 0 hidden fees and game-changing savings rates. This is banking that fits your life. Alumnify. Let's go.
Sir, it seems that the Gladiator is getting a lot of positive social sentiment.
Innovation changes everything. With one investment, you can access the NASDAQ 100 innovators who are rethinking the world. Before investing, carefully read and consider fund investment objectives, risks, charges, expenses, and more in prospectus at Invesco.com.
Got to be careful now with this Butler lineup early on in games. Yesterday against Providence in the top of the first inning, they scored 9 runs, Bria. And all day long, we'll be following for Butler this specific type of softball that they like to play.
Yeah, they call it hall ball, rhymes with small ball for a reason. They get on base. They have the second lowest amount of strikeouts in the Big East. And so it's really just playing to getting on base and being able to get your fellow athlete over. So over and in, that's kind of the name of the game.
Scott Hall hoping his lineup can get to this starter in the circle for Connecticut. Jessica Walter, who went the distance in their win yesterday.
Yeah, her first complete game of the season, and it was really impressive how she settled in after giving up a 3 spot in the top of the first versus Creighton.
Lehner pops up the bunt. Kate's going to try to do that often today, but UConn was up to the task early.
Yeah, just got underneath that bunt, but like you said, UConn was ready for infielders in, and that's something that this Butler lineup will do often, is just try to catch you off guard.
So 1 pitch and 1 out. Haley Conger showed bunt and pulled back. Bria, I was thinking about this last night, specifically when it comes to Butler and the way they like to play. Is there a downside, if any, to the way they try to play that hall ball, that small ball?
I mean, we're living in an age of softball and baseball where the big hit, the big home run, the big slug is the name of the game. And so it's a little bit more old school to rely on some of that smaller ball. But if it works for your system and the athletes that you've recruited, then that's more important than trying to be someone that you're not.
Conger shows bunt again. This time drops it foul behind home, making that count 2-1. You know, another part of the small ball, hall ball way is, look, every single team gets into the game. They have chance, but Butler's outside a little bit louder to start this game with the chance.
Oh, for sure. And that's one thing about Butler yesterday in that first inning, when they were willing their way to draw those walks, to get on base against Providence, you could hear the excitement. And even when you'd have maybe the first or second walk, whatever it was, they were cheering and directing to the dugout like, come on, pump me up here.
Scott Hall was confident in his team coming into this weekend. A state of Indiana lifer. And his team sees their first base runner of this game as Haley Conger draws the 5-pitch walk.
Yep, and just like I was talking about, right when she's headed.
McKenna Alexander in a Butler lineup that sometimes seeks power. She has provided it. 14 home runs this season. Not only the home runs, but McKenna Alexander has been an RBI machine this year for the Butler Bulldogs. She set a new single season record for RBIs this year. 59 and counting. Drove in another run yesterday. Takes high here and didn't go in the check swing. 1-1.
And when you have Conger that gets on about 50% of the time, that's the winning formula. She gets on base, right for Alexander to come up and bring her home.
Excellent offering from Walter. Dives low and out of the zone, and Alexander missed it. Keep an eye for Conger on first base as well. Entering this weekend, she was perfect on stolen bases this year. 13 for 13. Did that hit Alexander? It did. And all of a sudden, this inning is getting interesting for Jessica Walter and UConn.
2 ducks on the pond and runs it right into her front thigh. Not what you want to do, obviously, but she was in a good position, a 1-2 count against a big slugger like Alexander. So really unfortunate for Walter in the circle that she couldn't put her away there.
You know, Walter yesterday did struggle early. She did give up 3 runs in the top of the first inning to Creighton, but after that, she found a cruise control. Danger here as Kayla Price, the talented freshman from outside of Milwaukee, is stepping into that box. Taken high and outside for ball 1. Experience against youth here. You have the freshman Price at the plate and the grad student, the transfer from Providence, Jessica Walter, inside the circle. Question is, who wins this battle? So far, youth is beating experience. The count's to 2-0.
Price does struggle with the strikeout. About 25 to 15 K to walk ratio. And with some high heat from Walter and off-speed pitches that'll get you out in front, she has to really worry about that.
Got the corner that time. Great year for Walter inside the circle for Connecticut. All Big East first team. Price as a freshman, limited in the extra base power. 6 doubles, a triple, and 2 homers. Price is still waiting for her first big moment in this Big East tournament. 0 for 3 against Providence yesterday. Did walk and score a run, but also struck out a couple of times.
She doesn't necessarily need the big moment here with Walter already giving up 2 base runners right now. 3-1 count, just get on base.
3-2. Alana Boydston is waiting on deck. She had the big hit, one of them, in that 9-run first inning yesterday for Butler. She had a 2-run single to open the scoring barrage. What situation does she step into? In the air to left. Breslin's going back, seeding to Kibling. Center fielder makes the catch. Conger tags at second and heads to third. Man, that ball just kept flying off Price's bat. Almost got out of here.
Yeah, she got under it a little bit too much for it to get out of the park, but does her job and moves Conger over to third.
And now the table's set for Boydston. Had that big 2-run single to get Butler going yesterday, and their upset win over Providence to open the Big East Championship. Another Butler Bulldog, not too far from Milwaukee. Boydston's from Kenosha. A lot of Midwest ties, as you'd guess, for the team from Indianapolis. Jessica Walter is doing 17 pitches inside that circle in this first inning. Trying to find a way to wiggle out of the landmines that the Bulldogs have presented here in the first.
Big smiles early on for Coach Hall with his Bulldogs right now, and some tougher conversations in the circle with Walter. But when it came to that big 9-run first inning that Butler had yesterday against Providence, it's kind of like a tale of two things, where first they were able to take advantage of Toomey not having her best stuff. They worked 5 walks, but at the same time, it wasn't just that. They did have some really timely hits to bring those free passes home. And like you mentioned, Boydston now in the box. She was the first one to really break that open and get that first hit for Butler.
It's a Butler team that comes into this weekend as the lowest seed in the tournament, the 4 seed. But as we spent a lot of yesterday talking about, 1 through 4 entering this weekend was separated by a couple of games. Providence and UConn tied for the regular season title at 18-6. Then Creighton one behind at 17-7. Butler at 15-9. The top 4 in the league firmly separated themselves from the rest of the pack this year. And Butler is the quote-unquote Cinderella of the championship, really in name only. They're trying to get rid of some UConn demons here today, by the way. They were swept in a home series against Connecticut about a month ago. But a lot has changed in that last month.
Yeah, I was going to say Butler winning their last 3 Big East series of the year and also 7 of 10 of their last games. So a lot of momentum coming in.
It's a strike. Congers at third, McKenna Alexander at first. Butler does not have a hit in this inning. But Congers walked, found her way to third, and Alexander was hit by a pitch. The Ducks are on the pond. Can Boydston bring them home? Ball 4. Boydston clapping as she heads on down to first. Butler has them loaded.
So much energy for this team, and you can see it in the dugout, all the cheers that they have. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Feels a little not as easy coming in the first inning, but just as dramatic start.
Is there more first inning pixie dust for the Butler Bulldogs? Kylie Ryan's about to tell us if there is. Ryan, the catcher for Butler. They are so high in her defensive ability. Coming into the weekend, the coaching staff told us about Kylie behind the plate. We think her defensive play may win us a game or 2. Right now, her work at the plate could give them the early lead against the defending tournament champs. 1-1. 4th season for Kylie at Butler. She grew up about 40 minutes from the Circle City. That's what they call Indianapolis. Bit of a hometown hero. Line drive to right. Willers has got it, and UConn avoids a crisis. Butler leaves them loaded, and we're still scoreless after 1. In early May, when working inside's just not an option. Mid-60s and sunny. Some folks playing a little hooky here in Rosemont today. Watching some high-level softball. Semi-final game in the Big East Championship here in 2026. Winner of this game guaranteed to play for the title tomorrow. Whoever loses this game will play Creighton tonight. It's double elimination in this tournament. So tonight is another elimination game. Creighton survived last night by beating Providence, the top seed of the tournament. Emma Willers leads off this second for UConn. And she lines one to left center. That ball is down. It's all the way to the wall. Willers to second. And UConn again showing off that extra base pop.
This is what they did really well yesterday, is getting that leadoff hitter on base. 83% of the time they were able to get someone on. They do it here.
UConn in this Big East Tournament Championship has 11 hits. 8 of them are extra base hits. 12. Pettis had an infield single in the first inning, but still, Coach Valentino's team has been swinging a powerful bat. Caitlin Kibling to the plate. Shows bunt, a good one. Only plays to first, and they get Willers to third.
Not what you would necessarily expect out of Kibling in that spot, but moves over that leadoff runner. So maybe trying to steal a little bit of Scott Hall's playbook.
Yeah, Coach Valentino playing against trend there. Kibling had 2 triples yesterday, but this is such an experienced coaching staff, a coaching staff that helped the Huskies win their first Big East Tournament championship in almost a quarter century last year. Now they're trying to go back-to-back. Coach Valentino will make a move here, and she'll have Willers come out of the game for a new runner at third. It's Bella Safola that'll run for her at third. Table set for Ava Calciano. Speaking of swinging a powerful bat, she homered yesterday.
Entering at third, number 21, Bella Safola.
Calciano, a freshman from Delaware. Trying to solve Ryland Dyer, who's inside that circle for Butler, trying to get out of a mess. By the way, Kaylee DeMayo's on deck. She homered yesterday for UConn. Calciano doubled off the top of the wall. And she's down in the count.
Dyer did a good job of getting that first pitch strike, and now ahead 1-2 in the count.
DeMayo's ready. Dyer back to that breaking ball again. That one floated harmlessly out of the zone.
Yeah, that's been about 42 or 43 miles per hour.
Safola, the runner at third, Bria. I'm wondering, they lifted for a runner at third. Willers out, Safola in. If you're going to make that move, would you maybe make it at second instead of at third? What do you think they thought about there?
You know, a lot of these decisions in this first inning by Coach has been a different strategy than we've seen throughout her entire season. I think she's just trying to mix it up here. And
well, think about how she had Kibling bunt earlier in this inning. That's someone who had 2 triples yesterday.
right, leads the team in triples.
Ball 4. Ava Calciano works a good at-bat, and a couple of Connecticut Huskies are on base for the first time today.
Next up for the Huskies, number 19, Kaylee DeMayo.
So here comes DeMayo. That home run she hit yesterday was a no-doubt shot, way over the left field fence. And before she strides to the plate, Scott Hall is going to come to the circle and have a conversation with Ryland Dyer, as the Bulldogs have had multiple women warming up in the bullpen. This is not win or go home for either of these teams today, but you lose and you got to play the elimination game tonight. So on both sides of the equation, it'll be really interesting to see what kind of levers they pull, how do they play it. No indication yet that Ryland Dyer is going to leave the circle.
Yeah, lengthy conversation here talking about strategy, and you definitely want to put yourself in the best position and be in the driver's seat tomorrow when it comes to the championship game of this tournament.
DeMayo, the 5'5" junior from Long Island. Shows bunt, pulls back, and it's strike. That home run yesterday for DeMayo, by the way, her 4th of the season. She only homered 3 times in the first 47 games she played in this year. But you never know who's going to have the big moments in postseason play. A UConn team that made that history last year, lost some pieces from that team. The Jenkins sisters gone, Lexi Hastings gone. They've proven already this weekend, the cupboard is not bare. DeMeo slaps to third, on to first to get a pivotal second out, as Calciano did move to second.
Coach Hall having a conversation here with the umpire.
We already saw one challenge in the first inning where Butler challenged, hoping for batter interference on UConn, and they didn't get the call. Every moment is scrutinized in this Big East championship. So Willers was run for at third by Safola. As Dyer floats one low. The runner left early, so Calciano is out at second base. It's not been reflected on the scoreboard yet. It is reflected on your scoreboard, but there was no pitch. And now both teams have to reset as we get a look at what just happened.
Yeah, you see she hasn't released the ball yet and got a little bit too excited, left early.
So, DeMeo ends up walking. So just like that, it's runners at first and third again, but now 2 outs.
Huskies did a good job yesterday too with 2 outs. They batted .500 when in that situation. Had some clutch hitting for sure, and we mentioned all of the extra base hits.
Slow roller back to the circle. Barber grounds out to Dyer, and UConn leaves 2 on. Butler situationally has been darn good so far in this Big East tournament, and today they're good again. Pull out the shades in the Midwest and the East Coast. We got some spring weather, thank goodness.
I know, it's starting to feel like May for the first time.
Are we about to make an in-sync joke? It's going to be May?
No.
Okay, thank God. I was going to say, neither of us need to be put on the spot there. Big moment in that top of the second inning. Butler gets out of a jam. UConn leaves a couple on base. As we're in this unique setting in Rosemont. We were joking about it yesterday. So in AAA baseball, the ballpark in Buffalo looks like the setting we have here at Parkway Bank Softball Complex in Rosemont, where you have twisting, turning highways right behind the outfield fence. And it's also kind of like Citi Field in Queens because you have planes flying overhead to O'Hare. Bria, I was thinking about this yesterday because I saw multiple international airlines taking off. I saw Aer Lingus taking off at one point. We must be near the international terminal.
Oh, for sure. And it is kind of funny when you see a plane fly by as the ball is also flying in the air. It's a funny landscape here, and have every kind of transportation except maybe boat represented.
By the way, we have a change in the circle. You just saw that Jessica Walter is no longer in that circle for UConn. Caprice Bomer has entered into the circle for Connecticut with those twisting, turning highways and the occasional airplane that'll be in the background all day. High and out, and now this is a challenge for Butler because Jessica Walter, who had pitched every single inning so far in this Big East Championship for UConn, is no longer in the circle, and this will have to be a quick reset for the Butler hitters. Softly hit to right center. Kibling's got it, one gone.
Yeah, it's an interesting decision. I mean, we saw some traffic on the base paths and maybe some control issues for Walter early on, and they call the number of Caprice Bomer. You see there, mid-60s velocity. She likes to challenge hitters upstairs. She's going to raise your eye level, but she also works horizontally, working that curve to both sides.
You know, and I wonder, too, from the other side of things, Ryland Dyer did get out of the first 2 innings without giving up a run, but we've seen Butler Bulldogs warming in the bullpen throughout this game. And there's also another Connecticut Husky out there warming in the bullpen right now. As we said, both of these teams' season is not on the line in this game. Big wave and a miss, and Paxton Law down in the count. But if you lose this game, your season will be on the line tonight. So there is the arithmetic here of, how do I play this game? If we win this game, how do we play the championship tomorrow? A lot of moving parts. This is why they make the big bucks as a coaching staff.
Yeah, I can imagine that some of these pitchers will be on a tight leash like we've already seen with the change from Walter to Bomer, but these coaches will tell you they're taking it one pitch at a time, 1 inning at a time.
Bomer tried to get the corner. Nice frame job by Barber, but home plate umpire wouldn't bite. Caught the corner that time, and Bomer's got a backwards K.
That was a great sequence by Bomer there in the circle. You see here the pitch that just freezes. She can't believe it.
2 up and 2 gone, and now Butler's 9-hitter, Olivia Roberts, coming to the plate. Butler nearly played hall ball to perfection in the first. Hit batter and a couple of walks, had him loaded, but they did end up leaving the bases loaded. Final line for Walter, by the way, 1 inning, no hits, no runs. Those 2 walks we mentioned, no strikeouts. She threw 24 pitches and only 10 were strikes. So for now, this is the freshman Caprice Bomer. Trying to put away Olivia Roberts and trying to get UConn back to the plate in the third. Good early impression for Caprice Bomer this year, all Big East second team. 35th time she's been inside the circle this year. She started 22 times. Got a lot of faith in her in that dugout. Bomer's ERA just a shade over 4 this year. The record was 12-8. 75 walks and 120 strikeouts in just about 118 innings. A bit of boom or bust for her. That time the news was good. Swing and a miss. Roberts goes down, and Bomer has back-to-back strikeouts to end the second. Still scoreless into the third. This weekend for Scott Hall and his Butler Bulldogs yesterday. Scored 9 runs in the first and beat Providence 10-3. So far this game looking a little different. We mosey on to the third. Always feels a little bit more important. A 7-inning softball game. Savannah Ring, the top of the UConn lineup. Kicking it off here against Ryland Dyer, who's back inside that circle for Butler. Ring flew out to right field to start the game. Savannah had a good day at the plate yesterday for Connecticut. A couple of hits and a double. And she also played some sharp defense at second base. Ring is really emblematic of the spot the Connecticut softball program is in. She's been at UConn for 4 years. As a freshman, they didn't like her habits. They actually had to bench her in a game because she didn't hustle out a ground ball. But now she's one of their leaders in every way. In the air to right. Conger again squeezes it, and it's a couple of F9s for Savannah Ring in 2 at-bats today.
And that's the style that Ryland Dyer has in the circle, is she's going to induce a lot of pop-ups. Isn't a huge strikeout pitcher and really needs her defense to play solid behind her.
Second at-bat of the game for the Big East Player of the Year, Kat Pettis. She hit the ball darn hard in her first at-bat. Infield single to shortstop. Price at shortstop for Butler had to stop that ball somehow, or else it was rolling into left field. Pettis is another player that UConn is so proud of. Last year, we talked earlier about how Pettis had a great season. Big East Freshman of the Year, but they felt like there was more there. They felt like if Kat could just take a breath, get out of her head, get out of her own way, even brighter things were on the horizon for her. And Coach Valentino did say to us, yeah, Kat's better at that this year. To left field. Law's under it, and another lazy fly. 2 straight to start the third.
Ryland Dyer in business, doing what she wants to do, and like you were talking about with Pettis, it's really hard coming off a standout freshman season, and it can go one of 2 ways, because freshman year you come in, maybe you're playing more free, other teams don't have as much information on you, and you can just say, okay, there's no expectations of me, this is what I'm able to do. That sophomore season is 10 times harder when you're already a standout.
I mean, that's a thing across all sports, the quote-unquote sophomore slump. When people get some film on you, when they get your habits, typically you struggle from year 1 to year 2. That's not the case with Kat Pettis, who Paul takes high, and it's 1-1. 44th pitch coming up for Rylan Dyer. And it's rolled right back to her. That was an inning of soft Connecticut contact. And Rylan Dyer threw 3 scoreless. Butler likes the way this game is looking so far. To the bottom of the 3rd. Stepped inside the circle for Connecticut in the bottom of the 2nd inning and got the bottom of the Butler lineup 1-2-3. But now it gets tricky. The top of the lineup and Kate Lehner, who's always an issue. This is one of the finest hitters in the history of Butler softball. By Kate's standards, it's been a down year, which feels weird to say because she batted .370 this year. But last year she batted almost .450. Butler coaching staff said this year Kate's just run into too many atom balls. She's due for some of these to start dropping. When she gets on base, she is an issue. When Scott Hall sees Kate Lehner get on base, she's stolen 25 bases in the regular season. Slow roller, tough play, and no play. Kate Lehner will make you nervous when she puts the ball in play.
Taking a look at it, Bomer in the circle had a little bit of trouble picking it up, but it was almost like a drag situation where soft contact and Bomer fumbled it. Lehner uses her speed to get on. Watch, maybe she might swipe a bag here, put a little pressure on and get in scoring position.
You put that perfectly. That was not a drag bunt from Kate Lehner, but it kind of was a drag bunt.
It felt like it.
So now Conger is coming up. She walked in the 1st against Jessica Walter, who went just the 1 inning starting in the circle for Connecticut, and now she's out of the game. Bunt shown and pulled back again. We may see another Scott Hall ball exhibition here in the bottom of the 3rd for the Butler Bulldogs.
And it's one of those offensive styles where everyone has to play a role, even if you are Haley Conger, a senior who had fantastic numbers overall and even better in conference play. You kind of take that out of the equation and say, okay, I'll be the one to lay the bunt down, get her over. She might be swinging away here, but that's the type of mentality that you have to have when that's the offense that this team does.
It's a 2-1 count here on Conger. Trying to dial up the winning solution here for Butler. At least get a run or so on the board here. Slapped foul, and it's 2-2.
When we talked to Scott Hall, too, Lehner now on 1st and Conger at the plate, they're actually cage buddies. And they spend a lot of time hitting together, and he said that they're a great example to a lot of the younger freshmen and sophomores on the team, that they're really that pair that a lot of those underclassmen look up to.
Outside and low. Throw to second. Wow. Almost a remarkable tag by Pettis. That throw looked like it was destined for right center field. Lehner swipes another bag, but Pettis saves disaster here at second.
A lot of speed from Lehner. Yeah, her momentum going down for Pettis does the job of saving the day and not having it go in the outfield, but almost got that added bonus.
Slap to the left side, off DeMayo's diving glove. And Lehner's to third. Man, it's tough to fault DeMayo there. She's just trying to make a play, but because it went off her diving glove, it turns into first and third and nobody out.
It's a pressure cooker situation when you're against this Butler team. Look at this heads-up base running by Lehner. Bounces off the glove. She was going to say it second, but then takes the extra step and gets on third.
I mean, Pettis is coming in. She's fully preparing to field that ball, but you could see on the replay, she looks to her left and goes, oh, it's by me, because it went off DeMayo's glove. Again, it's hard to fault Kaylee there. She's just trying to make a play, but the smart play honestly was Pettis fields that ball, and then you eat the ball. At the very least, it's first and second, nobody out, instead of first and third.
And this is the hitting philosophy for Scott Hall. He said, it's the battle between you and the pitcher if you're the hitter. If you put the ball in play, you win, because then the other 8 have to beat you. That's what happened right there.
Runner taken off, throw to second, and trying to get into a rundown. Everyone retreats back to their respective bases. Conger back to first as Ring at second didn't even risk a throw.
Replay there, yeah. It seems like everyone just stopped for a moment, like play reset.
As Alexander bunts it foul. Remember, this is a Butler batter who set a single season RBI record. They just tried to ever drop down a bunt.
Again, everyone plays their role, especially in postseason. This is a big moment. You already had some runners on in previous innings and weren't able to get anyone home, so you just do anything possible, especially with no outs.
Strike 3 called on the corner. And that is the last thing Butler wanted to happen.
Yeah, you see Alexander there having a chat with Price before she heads up to the plate, but she couldn't believe it, hands over the head.
Alexander can't believe that was called a strike. You could almost hear that eye roll. Now Price takes low.
You can definitely hear it from the Butler fans in attendance too.
Big spot for this freshman. Still looking for first hit of the Big East tournament. That flyout was to center field in the first. As a quick conference in the circle. Scott Hall will talk to his Butler Bulldogs, and Coach Valentino talking to Caprice Bomer and her Connecticut Huskies inside the circle.
We've talked about the stakes so much in this game, even though it's not elimination. Play has been stopped a number of different times for huddles in the circle and offensive timeouts as well, because every single pitch matters, especially when you're in a stalemate right now. No one's been able to break through, have that big inning, or even get a run across. So you can feel the intensity every single pitch.
And again, this is not an elimination game. This is just a semifinal.
It has the feel of it, though.
It really does. I was thinking the exact same thing from the second or third pitch. Runner taken off. This time the runner is coming home. That is whole ball at its finest. A run manufactured for Butler yet again.
We've talked about the base running in this inning for Butler. Putting the pressure on, the decision to throw down to second. She's able to get the first run across.
And the way Lehner crept down that line at third base, too. She was darn near halfway to home plate by the time the ball was thrown. As soon as Barber threw it behind home plate, you kind of figured Lehner was scoring. UConn's going to challenge if the runner Conger at first left early. This is already, what, our third review of the game? Fourth review of the game?
Something like that.
As of now, it's double steal to score a run. Let's watch the runner at first.
And looks like she releases. Releases right there, and she's already off.
Yeah. State the obvious, this would be a big reversal.
Yesterday we saw a lot of reviews, and the majority of them resulted in call stands.
Yep.
Which, again, the verbiage of that call confirmed. You're like, yes, we got the right call. Stands, not any evidence that can really be clear cut to overturn it.
You've heard it a million times watching football. They need indisputable video evidence. Let's see if they found indisputable video evidence. We're about to get the call.
After review, call has been changed.
They did change the call. They found that evidence, Bria. And on those looks we saw, it did look like enough to change the call.
Yeah, so you see there, runner left early, now out at second. That is a huge momentum swing, too. 2 outs. And now runner on third.
Yeah, they put Lehner back at third. Conger's out. And now 2 gone. And Caprice Bomer can officially hit the skate patch on this inning. And that was an outstanding pitch. Price was badly fooled.
And she's got the strikeout stuff. It's been a lot of small ball. So when you erase that 1 run, it feels like you're erasing 2 or 3.
Just missed. A confident take from Kayla Price. Caprice Bomer earlier this inning looked in a whole lot of trouble. She's not out of it yet, but she's 1 strike away.
And she's got the strikeout stuff. We already have seen 3 Ks on the day for Bomer.
Does she have a 4th to get out of the inning? She does! Caprice Bomer, how about those guts? Butler threatens, but does not score. That smile for Caprice tells the story. One of the best pitches of her freshman season.
If you think about old ideas in new ways, you'll start asking new questions about how a sensor for surgeons can help divers stay safe. Or whether we can make new plastics from old clothes. So you'll begin to understand how things are interconnected, and you'll recognize that the orbit of our planet is the same as the arc of a 3-pointer, which will lead you to look for more ways to understand the world. And for that, you'll start at a university where having new ideas has always been the idea.
Butler stands for a lot of things, except standing still.
Pleased to be joined by Butler head coach Scott Hall as we're about to start the top of the 4th inning. Coach, you got Evan and Bria upstairs. I know last inning you thought you had a run on the board. It ends up getting wiped off the board, but what do you make of the style of play of this game so far?
You know, we're doing what we need to do and just have her throw some pressure pitches and putting pressure on them every inning. So we're battling up there, and I couldn't be more proud of them.
When it comes to Rylan in the circle, what have you seen from her so far? And coming up, what do you want her to improve on?
She's doing great. I don't know if she can improve any. She's got them in a blender right now. So we just got to keep mixing pitches and keep them on their toes.
Appreciate it, Coach. Best of luck.
Hey, thanks. Mox, we love you.
To the top of the 4th inning we go. Scoreless game. You just heard Coach talk about it. Mox's Olivia Robards, who is not with the Butler team right now due to a family emergency. We're not expecting to see her this weekend, but all of our thoughts and prayers are with her and her family right now. On to the 4th. Ryland Dyer back to work. And the line drive to right is down. Conger there, you could almost hear her thinking in her head, what do I do? What do I do? She ends up playing it on a hop, and Breslin's single leads off the 4th for UConn.
I like what Coach Hall said there. Ryland Dyer has put this UConn lineup in a blender. That's having confidence in your pitcher and liking what you've seen so far.
And it's tough to do against this lineup that has so much talent and so much depth to it. Willer shows bunt, drops in there for a strike. Again, this is just the semifinal. This is not the elimination game for either of these teams. But when you have a batter like Willer's at the plate who's already doubled in this game, and you're showing bunt, you are playing to win. It does kind of feel like UConn is being forced to play Butler style, where every single run just means more, because Scott Hall and his team try to manufacture so many of those runs.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, this is the exact opposite of how UConn has played the entire season. More of a slugging team.
Popped her up. Roberts battling the sun, lost it in the sun, and then it was bobbled by Alexander. Everybody's safe.
Two on now, no outs, and that's just a tough break, really high up in the air. You can see her with her hand in front trying to find it, and it bounces off her foot.
And that's technically a hit, by the way, for Willers, because it never hit Roberts' glove. So now Scott Hall, right after saying, hey, Dyer's pitching great, she's got UConn in a blender. Well, I mean, both the hits in this inning I don't think can be accurately described as hard contact, but sometimes the softball gods reward you, and now the Huskies in a spot to try to take advantage and open the scoring.
Yeah, that's the give and take with having pitchers that don't necessarily have as much strikeout stuff, is you do put it at the mercy of having a lot of balls in play.
Scott Hall and those Butler Bulldogs try to drag everybody into their type of game, as they may be forced to go to a new pitcher here soon. They have had that action in the bullpen on and off throughout the game. For now, it's on Ryland Dyer, the senior from outside Cincinnati. Pitching to Caitlin Kibling, the senior from outside Syracuse, who's having a heck of a Big East tournament. 2 triples, 3 hits yesterday. And earlier on today in the 2nd inning, she dropped down a perfect sacrifice bunt. Showed bunt again, outside, and just like that, it's 2-0. Breslin's at second, Willers at first. Couple of singles to start the inning for UConn. Way outside. Ava Calciano's on deck. She doubled off the top of the outfield wall yesterday, and she's walked today. Dyer came into this inning holding off the Husky lineup, but right now she's in a world of trouble. Not close. And UConn has them loaded with nobody out.
Dyer's 3rd walk of the afternoon, and not only that, but back-to-back uncompetitive pitches. And now this is kind of a nightmare situation if you're Dyer in the circle. No outs, bases loaded. Calciano with the hot bat as well.
It hit her. And UConn, playing a Butler team that likes to manufacture runs, just found a way to manufacture the game's first run here in the 4th.
Dyer missed arm side back-to-back in that last at-bat. This time runs inside and clips her.
And you wonder how much longer the leash is for Rylan Dyer.
And eyes on the bullpen. We've got someone it looks like coming out, or at least getting ready to.
Kaylee DeMeo strides to the plate. She homered yesterday, a no-doubt shot way over the left field fence. If she gets a hold of another one here, Connecticut is firmly in the driver's seat. One and one.
Huge pitch there to finally find the strike zone.
The control has unraveled for Rylan Dyer here in the fourth. Couple of singles, a walk, and a hit batter. Trying to hit the escape hatch on this inning. First trying to find a way to get Kaylee DeMeo out. Willer's at third, Kibling at second, and Calciano at first. They are all loaded up with Connecticut Huskies. Big swing from DeMeo and lines it back. Heidi Barber's waiting on deck. She's the 9-hitter. And then back to the top of the Connecticut lineup. If you're Rylan Dyer, if you're trying to find a way to limit damage, these next two batters are really important. DeMeo lines it back up the middle. Willer scores. Kibling's right behind her. And UConn has unloaded for 3 in the fourth.
Finally breaks the stalemate, and a big 3-run inning here. It looks like the ball will be handed off, but great job there by DeMeo. Goes right up the middle. You see it here, almost straight back at Dyer. And she's able to get to second on that as well.
Dyer was trying to make a kick save and a beauty, but she's playing the wrong sport. DeMeo drives in 2 more. She's having a heck of a tournament. And UConn has grabbed a hold of this one. It's a 3-spot and maybe counting for the Huskies. So Rylan Dyer is out, and they bring a new hurler into the circle. Dyer had him in a blender, according to Scott Hall coming into this inning. And now she's got to leave as Katie Petron is into the game for the Bulldogs.
Next up for the Huskies, number 20, Heidi Barber.
Riley Barber, the 9-hitter, coming in. What do we need to know about this new pitcher in the circle?
Yeah, she is the only pitcher on this Butler staff that has a positive K to walk ratio. 51 of those coming into this tournament.
Bunt shown, dropped down beautifully. UConn is flipping the script. They're playing Butler's type of game and scoring 4 times and counting in the fourth.
Putting the pressure on, you can see the excitement there. But it's starting to feel like it's unraveling here for Butler. Comes in on the bunt, little caught off guard. Tries to flip it to the plate, but she is in safely.
I think that's the perfect word. It does kind of feel like it's unraveling here on Butler, and I think it speaks to Coach Valentino and her staff. What's the mark of a good sports team? In any sport, they can win multiple ways. UConn, the last couple of years, has been known for their power. Yesterday, 7 extra base hits when they scored 9 times. In this fourth inning, they're dinking and dunking their way to all of a sudden what's a big lead.
And now you got the top of the order up with 2 on, no outs. This could really get out of hand for Butler here.
Savannah Ring taken high and outside. Rylan Dyer had to be relieved by Katie Petron. Junior from Illinois. Rings the 7th UConn batter. In an inning for these Huskies where all of a sudden, yeah, they got 4 runs, they got a hold of a game. You get a handful of more, and look, with the way that Butler plays, it's tough for them to score runs in bunches. I know they scored 9 runs in the first inning yesterday, but they have exactly 1 run since that 9-run first inning.
And they were assisted by 5 walks in that first inning.
Savannah Ring is turning in a good at-bat here as Katie Petron's just trying to find the zone.
UConn had a big 4th inning yesterday against Creighton, but that was a little bit more of power being showcased in that one.
Line drive left center field and caught on the run by Law. That'll do the job though. DeMeo is in, and it's 5 in the 4th for Connecticut.
UConn playing super loose right now and hard hit contact out there to left field, and now you've got 5 across here in this inning.
And oh, by the way, there's still just 1 out. And the Big East Player of the Year's up. Pettis hits it to left center. Law comes in, camps under it, and that is a lazy fly ball that Butler has wanted for about 20 minutes of real time.
We've seen a couple balls hit out to the outfield so far against Patron, and she's a pitcher too where her main key is to keep the ball in the park. She's been susceptible to the long ball.
Haley Kupal is the 9th Husky to bat in the inning. Barber's still at first. This inning has flipped the script for UConn. A team known for powerful swings has scored runs in this inning on 3 singles plus a bunt single, so 4 singles, a hit batter, a walk, and a sac fly. Whatever works, they're saying. Kupal smacks it to short. That may have been the hardest hit ball of the inning, and it ends up being an out. Sports are strange sometimes. UConn scores 5 times, and they got a hold on this game.
Sir, it seems that the Gladiators get a lot of positive social sentiment.
Innovation changes everything. With one investment, you can access the NASDAQ 100 innovators who are rethinking the world. Before investing, carefully read and consider fund investment objectives, risks, charges, expenses, and more in prospectus at Invesco.com.
Adulting? Overrated. Financial freedom? Now that's the move. Meet Alumnify. Banking built for real life. No jargon. No hassle. Just smart money moves made simple. Want to save more? Spend smarter? Build wealth? We've got your back. With 0 hidden fees and game-changing savings rates. This is banking that fits your life. Alumnify. Let's go.
Head coach for UConn, Laura Valentino, kind enough to give us a couple of minutes here. Coach, simple question. What the heck just happened in the top of the inning for your team?
Hey, Huskies find a way, right? We've been talking about it all year, no matter what it takes, being gritty, running the bases hard, swinging the bats hard, and that was what you saw that inning.
Yeah, Coach Jessica Walter had some grit yesterday with her complete game, and now we see Caprice Bomer in the circle. What have you liked out of your staff so far this tournament?
I love that we have a lot of different tools that we use, and we really work off of each other. It's been a team effort all year, 1 to 21, and they're doing a great job of working together.
Thanks for your time, Coach. Best of luck.
Thanks, guys. Go Huskies.
Man, they're trying so hard to mean mug behind her. And then we had some smiles at the end. UConn is a very good softball team the last handful of years, but they got to work on those mean mugs behind coach in the interviews, because I think they lasted about 20 seconds before cracking a smile.
Look, they have a lot to smile about right now. It was so intense through 3 full innings, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, we're up 5-0.
You know, and I just keep going back to, Graham, about, okay, so Butler, in the bottom of the third, they thought they played their game to perfection. They thought they pulled off a double steal at first and third to get a run home, but the runs wiped off the board because the runner at first left early. Then Bomer gets a big strikeout. She struck out the final 2 Bulldogs in the third to get out of the inning. And then, as Coach Valentino just said, Huskies find a way. They play small ball to score 5 times in the fourth. It is crazy how quickly these games can change in the blink of an eye. Pop up to first, and Kupal's got it for the first out.
Yeah, I love that she included that Huskies find a way, because when we talked to her earlier this week, that was the theme, is the grit that this team has showed. They didn't have the best start to this season. They had a non-conference that they wanted to forget, and she said they could either go north or south when it came to how the rest of the season went. And it seems like they are following the North Star here.
Well, and again, we've talked about it all weekend, but it bears repeating when it comes to the UConn side. Kylie Ryan's up for the second time for Butler. It's a Husky team that finally got over the mountaintop last year, their first Big East Tournament championship in almost 25 years. They lost a lot of talent from that team. Grace Jenkins is an Arizona Wildcat now. His sister Hope is an Ole Miss Rebel. Lexi Hastings isn't here anymore. So it would only be human nature where you kind of get off to a sluggish start next season because you're kind of figuring out what this team looks and feels like. Yeah, there's big-time pieces like Kat Pettis back from last year's team, but it's not the same. And they seem to be hitting their stride this weekend. And oh, by the way, if you're Butler, it would only be human nature right now to go, oh boy, not again. Because this Butler team got swept against UConn just about a month ago. Bomer tried to get Ryan to chase, and Kylie would not. Good plate discipline. Bomer in relief has already racked up 4 strikeouts. Walter pitched that first inning. Then Bomer came on to pitch the second, third, and now fourth. Our first semifinal of the day. Our second game today will be a elimination semifinal game. Wave and a miss. Bomer's got another strikeout, her 5th.
She goes upstairs and makes her climb the ladder. We talked about how this Butler team doesn't strike out that much, one of the best in the Big East in that statistic. But they just look uncomfortable against her.
Kendall Graves takes strike 1. I mean, part of the deal here is, too, this is a concept to apply softball, baseball. You get ahead in counts, you can start throwing your pitches, and Bomer is consistently getting ahead in counts. She is pouring in first pitch strikes. There you go, 0-2.
Yep, not only first pitch strikes, but she's gotten these hitters down to 2 strikes, forcing them to shorten up.
Graves was the first batter that Bomer faced. Got her to fly out to center field to start the second. Kendall's another freshman from Bedford, Indiana. It's 80 miles from Indianapolis. Bomer's a freshman from Ashburn, Virginia. Bomer went to the same high school as former Penn State quarterback Trace McSorley. You got to slip that in there because the Big Ten offices are half-mile away here in Rosemont, maybe less.
Yeah, maybe less.
I'd say this is Big Ten country here in Chicago, but the whole conference is across America now. What even is Big Ten country anymore? Pop up on the infield. Rosemont, Illinois is Big East softball country this weekend. And UConn's trying to win this tournament for the 2nd straight year. In our first semifinal today, they're off to an outstanding start. just put it to us perfectly. Huskies find a way, and they just found a way in the 4th inning. They barely had a base hit leave the infield, but they score 5 times on 4 hits. Some walks and hit batters tossed into the mix. And now if you're Butler, as Katie Petrin goes back inside that circle, you're just trying to find a way to stay alive and try to make sure that Caitlin Breslin and all the Connecticut Huskies about to come to the plate don't really blow this game open, if it isn't blown open already. That was a darn good pitch.
Yeah, this is the first inning that we're really able to see Petrin work here. She came in a tough situation in the last inning and didn't exactly look settled in, so it'll be interesting to see how she's able to establish her strike zone here.
And that's always such a thankless task for any reliever. Maybe you're used to it if you do it more often, but shoot, when you come in 2nd and 3rd, bases loaded, nobody out, 1 out, you're just trying to put out a roaring fire. UConn trying to reignite that fire here in the 5th. Caitlin Breslin has a hit to start a 2nd straight inning.
Yeah, UConn does a great job of getting that leadoff runner on. And now you have Willers, who is the only multi-hit Husky on the day.
Willers had a double in the 2nd, an infield single in the 4th. That was a fortunate infield single. She had a pop up to 2nd base, but Roberts, the Butler 2nd baseman, lost it in the sun on this sunny day, and it actually never hit her glove. So Willers technically got an infield single. Emma totally hit a ball hard earlier this year, and it went right to someone's glove, so the softball gods rewarded her. .5'11" freshman from Dallas. Went to the same high school as Drew Timme. He's the guy who used to play at Gonzaga. You probably saw him fiddling with his mustache after big dunks. I believe Drew Timme is now playing for the Lakers G League team. The Lakers NBA team lost in Oklahoma City again last night.
It's so funny because we've been so sucked into Big East softball here. We love it, but the outside sports world.
Wild pitch gets Breslin to 2nd. A quick little peek behind the TV curtain here. So I am from Michigan. I am a Detroit Piston fan. They played in the playoffs last night, and I didn't watch a single second. So after the game, I was frantically texting my friends. What happened? Oh, James Harden went 3 of 11? Okay. Willers takes low, ball 4. I would assume she's a Mavs fan. No, they say she went around in the check swing. Willers was basically on first base, and then they sent her back.
Another look at that. Chopped down. Not sure about that.
In the air to right. Emma Willers is saying, Bodo lie. That's a 2-run bomb.
Come on, cracks the smile as she goes around the bases and meets her team. I mean, thank goodness for that check swing and having to go back because, you know, she thought she had the walk. How about trade it in for a home run on the payoff pitch?
Emma Willers is saying, why walk when you can hit bombs? And it is all UConn in our first semifinal today.
There's the long ball, and would you believe that's only the 2nd extra base hit for the Huskies?
7 of their 10 hits yesterday were extra base hits. And oh, by the way, Emma Willers now is a triple shy of the cycle. That's a decent afternoon. In the air to left. Laws going back into the corner. It lands foul. That's a heck of an effort over there.
Yeah, she laid out her body for that. But we warned you about Petrin here of the long ball is her kryptonite. I mean, just gets under her glove, but she just gave up the home run to Willers. More really long contact out there to left field.
Rolled over to second. Roberts got to move quick, and she just got Kibler. Oh, by the way, if UConn gets another run or two on the board here, Butler, fresh off nearly run-ruling Providence yesterday, they get run-ruled themselves. One out for Ava Calciano. So I hope we can get a look here at Ava Calciano's bat, the purple bat. Willers just homered with a pink bat. That is the trend now in baseball and softball. Everyone's got to have a colorful bat.
I love it. I love the pastels.
I saw, I forget what social media platform is on, but I saw something the other day about the rack of youth baseball and softball bats now. They basically look like the bomb pops we'll get at the ice cream truck this summer. They're all these different colors.
The pencil bat?
That one is cool. That one is cool. I like how they do that in the major leagues for Players Weekend. I think it was Bobby Witt a couple of years ago had a Pablo Sanchez bat. As someone who grew up playing backyard baseball on his computer, and then his mom would yell at him to go outside, I thought that was amazing.
Yeah, I love this lavender bat. And Ava Calciano, one thing to mention too is, not sure if it's grandparents or parents that are in the crowd, but they have been locked in behind home plate since infield and outfield. Pre-game, when they were warming up, haven't left.
This is popped up left side of the infield for the second out of the inning. The next time we show a shot directly behind home plate, you will see a member of Ava's family. It's the woman wearing the white hat. And then I'm assuming a relative sitting directly to her right who's wearing a blue hat. They got a shirt that says Calciano #6 on the back. That's a good catch, Bria.
Yeah, well, it was empty here in the stands, and they were the only ones that were watching warm-ups.
See him right there, the guy wearing the gray t-shirt? The woman to his left has got to be a family member.
I just love how so many of these teams' families have traveled, and yeah, you see them right there. I'm telling you, they haven't moved since UConn started warming up.
In the air to short. Price has been active the last couple of minutes. Damage done for Connecticut in the 5th. Emma Willers thought she walked, but they sent her on back. So what'd she do? She hit a home run, and UConn is rolling. One of the themes of this Big East softball championship is the future's bright in the Big East. We got a lot of talented freshmen, and Caprice Bomer, one of those freshmen inside the circle for UConn, has befuddled Butler all day.
Yeah, Coach Valentino started Jessica Walter, but it was a really short lease, and Caprice Bomer has taken control ever since. 5 Ks on the day, and she's done it in a lot of different ways. She's frozen batters, gotten them to whiff. She's been in business.
Aaron Clark, pinch hitter, an excuse me swing to third, just like that. 1 pitch and 1 more out for Bomer.
Yeah, that was a pretty easy first out, and you can just tell in the circle that Caprice Bomer, the intensity she has, but she also plays a little bit with some carefree spirit. It's a mix of both. She locks in, but you'll see her crack a smile.
Yeah, what's cool is we just saw before the inning started a big smile on Bomer's face. At a time like this where your season's on the line, you're in a semifinal game, usually there's no time for smiles. But Caprice is pitching so well, why wouldn't you smile?
Yeah, there she is again. She got the first pitch strike like we were talking about. Still able to do that here in the bottom of the 5th, and now down 0-2.
Just missed. Tried to get Roberts to chase, and Olivia wouldn't do it. Friendly reminder for you, if this score holds, our elimination game tonight, our second semifinal, will be Butler and Creighton. And whoever wins that game tonight will play Butler, will play UConn if the score holds in our championship tomorrow. Scheduled to start at 1 Central tomorrow. We'll be back here on ESPN Plus, and there would be another game after that. Again, if results hold, if UConn wins this game and were to lose the first game tomorrow, because it is double elimination, there would be a official, quote-unquote, championship game right around 5 o'clock Eastern tomorrow, 4 Central. Roberts is hanging tough here.
And again, if this score stands, just looking forward to that next elimination game, you would expect that for the Bulldogs, Maren Berger would return and start in the circle. She had a complete game yesterday. Those 7 innings, gave up 3 runs. She got hit a little bit, but was able to just hold the damage.
Foul ground, out of play again, right side. Olivia Roberts is battling Bomer tooth and nail here. This will be at least a 7-pitch at bat. It's a 0-0 game going into the 4th. But UConn scored 5 times in that inning. Got her on the corner. We are watching a Caprice Bomer masterclass outside of Chicago.
6 strikeouts, there it is. Runs inside and catches the edge.
And a nice frame job as well by Barber behind the plate. We got here about an hour and a half before first pitch, and you could see Barber and the rest of the Connecticut catchers practicing their framing exactly for a moment like that.
You know what else they were doing?
What were they doing?
Tossing around the football.
Time to toss it on to first. Pettis makes the play. Not quite like Patrick Mahomes, but close enough. And UConn's 7-run lead, their touchdown lead, goes into the 6th. Coach Valentino and her Connecticut Huskies on the verge of playing for a Big East championship for the second straight year. They beat Creighton in that title game last year. And oh, by the way, it could happen again this year. If results hold in this game, Butler would play Creighton in an elimination game right around 4 o'clock Central. So if Creighton were to win that game, we would have Connecticut against Creighton for a Big East softball championship again tomorrow. Heidi Barber takes low as Katie Petrin is back to the circle for Butler. Another inning of relief work out of the pen. I gotta say too, yesterday we were praising Zoe Krizan for her walk-up song for Providence, Best Love Song. Heidi Barber's walk-up song is White Horse by Chris Stapleton. That is an outstanding choice, Heidi. Good for you.
Yeah, we've heard some fun ones.
If you're a football nerd like me and you watch Monday Night Football every week, and why wouldn't you? It's on the ESPN Family Network. Shout out to Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. That's one of their favorite going to commercial break songs is White Horse by Chris Stapleton. And it fires me up every time watching some highlight of a touchdown pass or a blocked punt. They also like to play a remix of Take Me Home by Phil Collins going into the fourth quarter. Get it? Take Me Home, fourth quarter. I'm just trying to prove to people that I actually do watch Monday Night Football religiously every single week.
I believe you.
Thank you. High for ball 4. Barber's walking down to first base, a walk to start the 6th.
Top of the order now, and I don't recognize this walk-up song, but I have to ask, what would yours be?
So that for Savannah Ring was Fetty Wap, who I don't know what happened to him. He just dropped off the face of the earth. So my walk-up song, well, what the heck? It's kind of embarrassing, but I'll admit it. Why not? It fits with Chicago. It would be Handsome by Chance the Rapper. The first line is, baby, I look good, I look handsome. I just want everyone to know.
Boost the confidence when you're going into the box.
Come on.
I appreciate it.
I was thinking in my head, do I want to come up with something different to not sound so lame? But yeah, I can't lie on television. I mean, you know, it's in my contract. It says don't lie, so I can't lie. How about you? What would your walk-up song be?
I would do Circus by Britney Spears.
Oh, man, that's a good one.
All eyes on me in the center of the ring. Yep.
Love that.
I've thought about that.
That was her comeback album. That was a good one. There's another song on that album that I actually can't say on television. You know what song I'm thinking of. You say the title out. I think that album came out when I was like 14. I won't reveal Bria's age, but she was younger than me when that album came out. And it took me a long time to realize what that song title was. Again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, Google it. Because I actually can't say the song title on the broadcast or I wouldn't be back for the later game today.
That album was released in 2008.
Coach Valentino excited about what her UConn team has done today. She said it earlier, Huskies find a way. Chopped to third, nice play by Graves, and it was dropped at second. It was not squeezed at second by Roberts. So everybody's safe. And it's 2 on, nobody out.
Yeah, it just feels like Butler can't catch a break here. Even when you think you have the routine play, just don't have the last step in it to secure it.
They'll have to rule error on that play. It'll likely be ruled on the second baseman, Roberts. That is indeed the call. It's ruled fielder's choice by Ring to get on base, and then Barber gets to second on the E4. So the table's set again for the Big East Player of the Year, Kat Pettis. Again, if UConn gets another run on the board here, Connecticut will be in run rule territory. Up by 8 or more in the last 5 innings, and you run rule the other team.
We just got a great look of Kat Pettis's helmet, and I don't know if this is just on hers, or also on the UConn helmets, but I mean, you look at her numbers there, 17 home runs, 57 runs, first in the Big East. That led her to Big East Offensive Player of the Year, and on her helmet it says, "Be the change," and that's exactly what she's been.
Popped up foul ground. Nice running catch by Price. She squeezed a handful of pop-ups in the last couple of innings.
You could also see the intensity from Pettis after that flyout. She was frustrated with herself. Even in a 7-run game, you know, you're feeling good, your team's up. Every at-bat still matters to her, and that's what makes her such a great competitor.
Well, and there's the part of this, too, as well, where if you're UConn, now you're to the point where, yes, you've got a healthy lead, 6 outs away from clinching a spot in the championship game. If Paul lines it back, this also becomes keeping those good habits going. You don't want to lose any habits as you go into championship scenario, it looks like, tomorrow.
And again, yeah, it looks like UConn might be in the driver's seat. Again, like anything can happen in postseason softball. Butler scored 9 runs in 1 inning yesterday, so don't want to say it's over until it's over.
That's very true.
I think my favorite quote that we heard from a Big East coach this week was Scott Hall saying, "You know that saying about the fat lady?" Yeah, that's true. And he said, you know, it's not over until the fat lady sings.
Where did that come from, by the way?
I don't know, but Butler is hoping that that's the case today.
I'm sure there's some great backstory, and Scott Hall is sure hoping that there's some magic left in his Butler Bulldogs. But the UConn Huskies have taken away that magic in our first semifinal today.
The best way I can describe this game, as it was scoreless through 3 full innings, is felt like the balloon was rising with air, and then all of a sudden, in that top of the 4th inning, 5 runs for UConn, it got let out.
Yeah. Well, you and I were talking in the first handful of innings about how the game was being played like a championship game, even though it's not. The way that small ball was being played, that levers were being pulled. And then, yeah, a lot of the air went out in Butler's balloon with that 5-run 4th inning for UConn. And then when Willers hit the 2-run home run in the 5th inning, right after she thought she actually walked, that kind of felt like the cherry on top of the Sunday for Connecticut.
That's going to be a highlight moment out of this weekend. That was awesome.
Caitlin Breslin batting again with the bases loaded. This is one of the hitters that the Huskies wanted to plate in this spot. A couple of singles and a couple of runs scored in this game for the UConn cleanup hitter. Popped her up. Infield fly rule in effect. Alexander makes the catch. Look who's coming up. We were just talking about her, Emma Willers. Man, that 2-run home run she hit in the 5th was a bomb. As we have a delay before Emma can come to the plate. Scott Hall, the head coach for Butler, just got tossed. Immediately, the Butler crowd started hollering, and apparently Scott Hall's afternoon in our first semifinal is over. Did you see what happened?
I just heard the roar of the crowd. I saw about 10 people would jump up and point and start yelling. And
so Scott Hall's not going anywhere. Somebody got tossed. The crowd was hot. Someone got ejected, but Scott Hall's still there. And he's smiling. Maybe he's trying to smile through the pain at this point. 1-1 on Emma Willers. So a little bit of excitement before Emma Willers could come back to the plate. She's a triple shy of the cycle, which, as anyone who follows softball and baseball knows, the hardest part to get of that cycle is the triple. At times in baseball, it's felt like a lost art. Willers hits it to right. This is a grand slam. Emma Willers is having one of the games of her life.
One triple shy of the cycle, but who needs that when you can just send it out of the park and send everyone home? Willers and the Huskies are rolling. Whew, she got all of that.
4 for 4, 2 home runs, a double, and 6 driven in. Emma Willers has a stat line worthy of a week's worth of work in one afternoon. Wow! And the Huskies are rolling. This is one heck of a statement. All that talk for what UConn lost from last year's team. Anyone who is doubting them coming into this tournament, those doubts should be gone by now. 20 runs and counting this weekend for Connecticut. And now Butler is officially facing a run rule.
2 outs, they're just trying to get out of this inning as well.
Three straight out of the zone as Katie Petron is one of the loneliest people in greater Chicago right now, trying to get one across home plate to Caitlin Kibling. Split the plate that time.
Willers had 5 home runs coming into this game today, and she did have another game earlier in the season against New Haven where she had 2 home runs. But just the hot bat, you gotta ride it while you have it. And again, this is not a situation where you need the hero, but it's like, who is going to be that hot bat when it comes to postseason time?
Change has got to be made here. Katie Petron will be relieved as Kate Murray, the freshman from Fishers, Indiana, about to come into the circle. 11 in a row for Connecticut. This game was nothing after 3. It's not that score anymore. trying to get one more out here in the top of the 6th. Emma Willers has put Butler in a run rule scenario here because she just hit a grand slam in this 6th inning. Ava Calciano winds the first one back from Kate Murray. It's cool to see Kate in the circle here for Butler. Local product, freshman from Fishers, Indiana. It's about 20 minutes or so from Butler's campus. What do we have to know about her, Bria?
Yeah, a couple keys is to limit the free passes. She has a whip at about 2.5. And she also works up and down in the zone, so you'll see some of that rise and then drop. But yeah, another freshman in the circle.
Foul ground, third base side. Out of play. Scott Hall, Indiana lifer, state of Indiana lifer. Lowe's recruiting the home state. He's got a home state product in Kate Murray, trying to get Ava Calciano here. This game has not gone his Bulldogs' way. You talk about two totally different games. Butler started the tournament yesterday by scoring 9 runs in the first inning and beating Providence 10-3. They almost run ruled them in that game, and now they're in danger of the other thing happening to them today. Line drive, left center. Down and to the wall again. Kibling can run for days. Calciano thinking 3. She's out. It is the second double of the weekend for Calciano. The run does count, and UConn's lead is 12. Emma Willers has driven in half of those runs. What a day for the Huskies.
Just hang out right there. Previous call. Previous call up there. Hey, go to your spot.
They are reviewing the last play. Ava Calciano has been ruled out at third, but she's hoping for RBI triple. The key here is, so the throw beats her. The foot is on the bag, but then does the foot come up, and is the left foot on the bag again before the tag's applied? That's the question.
Yeah, the call on the field is out, and I think that is going to be confirmed. She's in there pretty soundly, then she pops up.
Another example of how thankless this task is for the base umpires. Krista Hanukkah, the third base umpire, was right there. He had the best look. These replay officials in championship scenarios are put to the test, and they have another test. Yep, she's out. Again, they say stands, not confirmed. But UConn still scores a bunch more runs. 5 in that 6th inning. And now Butler's got to score a bunch of runs, Bria, or UConn officially etches their spot for the 2nd straight year in the Big East Softball Championship. Big East Softball brought to us by Invesco QQQ. It's the official ETF for the Big East Conference. And Big East Softball and ESPN Plus also brought to you by Alumnify. Let's go. Game 4 of the weekend. We could have as many as 7 this weekend. If UConn, it looks like, were to lose the first game of the championship tomorrow, we would have to play one more. Story of this day amongst many for Connecticut, Caprice Boehmer, who was remarkable in relief. She ended up striking out 6 Butler Bulldogs in an awesome performance. And they will take one more change in the circle here as Amber Brennan is trying to finish the job for the Huskies.
Yeah, you see it there. The ERA a little bit high, but only 23 and a third innings worked. 20 appearances, 2 starts. But she does have the most unique stuff on the staff, according to Coach Valentino. Rides about mid-60s for velocity, and again, that rise and drop that works really well vertically. And watch out on that changeup. She gets hitters to roll over, and that's a pitch that overall for this Huskies staff, Coach Valentino says that they really like the changeup.
Coach Valentino, last year, her Huskies rolled to the championship. They beat Creighton in the championship game 18-4 last year. And despite the roster changes, despite the slow start that Bria told you about for this Connecticut season, they are looking every bit the part of defending tournament champions. Brennan goes to work against Haley Conger. It will be fascinating to see how Butler responds to what looks like it's going to be a loss, right? Because yesterday they almost run-rule Providence. Now they're going to have to turn right back around and play a Creighton program that you know is motivated to get one more shot at least against these Huskies.
And you have some concerns in the circle, obviously giving up 12 runs. You think that Marion Berger is going to start that elimination game. But also your offense, you haven't scored in 10 straight innings.
Butler scored 9 runs in the top of the first inning yesterday against Providence. To your point, not only have they gone 10 consecutive innings without scoring, since they scored 9 runs in the first inning yesterday, they've scored 1 run since. 1. It's not the numbers they want to hear about. Upstairs, 2-2. Productive day for Conger again. Infield single in the third and a walk. And it's a 2-hit day. That's a sharp single into right.
Again, even if this 12-0 deficit is too much to overcome, even just stringing some hits together and feeling good as a unit offensively, I think that's the biggest focus right now for Scott Hall's team.
They're going to have to turn it right back around and play Creighton in an elimination game. Creighton team that staved off their own elimination by beating Providence last night. Wild pitch gets Conger to second.
I just can't get over and just think about how different this game could have been and would have worked out if that double steal attempt of coming home and Butler getting the first run across, that would have been a momentum swing, how that inning would have continued. I mean, we'll never know, but it's just really, it's such a weird twist of events that happened where everything was going one way for the first couple innings, and then all of a sudden it's a completely different game.
Yeah, that's a great point you bring up in case you missed it. Bottom of the third inning, Butler had first and third, 1 out. Thought they pulled off a double steal to score a run. Would have given them the lead. But the runner at first base left early for Butler. Outruled there. UConn gets the final out of the inning, strands a Butler Bulldog at third, and then that was immediately followed by a 5-run top of the fourth for UConn. Since then, they've scored 5 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth, 5 in the sixth to put this thing seemingly out of reach. You know, I think the tricky thing here is for Breton. We talk about thankless tasks for relievers who have to come in with multiple runners on base. This is a bit of a thankless task for a reliever as well, right? Where you come in, you're up 12-0. There isn't the same game pressure that there is when it's 1-0 or 2-1 or something like that. And then you throw a couple out of the zone and you can hear everyone in the crowd just yelling, "Throw strikes." Well, if it was that easy, you'd be doing it. There's a strike.
And Coach Valentino, you know, she said it just how Caprice Bomer was rolling, and now you get someone in Breton who's a sophomore, had limited appearances her freshman year, get her some experience in a postseason setting.
Amber's a sophomore from outside of Portland, Maine. 3 hours just about from UConn's campus. As you may have guessed, she was a very good high school softball player, but she was also all-state in volleyball. Her high school won a state title. Did she go? Alexander on the check swing did not. So 2 on and nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th. I mean, we can look this up, but Bria, let's guess. Amber is listed at 5'8". What position do we think she was in volleyball?
She could be an undersized outside or undersized setter. I don't think she would play back row.
I was gonna guess libero. Think she's too big for that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5'8's a little too tall for a libero, especially in high school.
Right. Kayla Price scheduled to bat here for Butler. Kayla, the shortstop, wearing number 1 today. She was scheduled to bat. We do have a pinch hitter at the plate for the Bulldogs. Paige Lilly is batting in Kayla Price's place here. Price went 0 for 2, flew out to center and struck out against Caprice Bomer. Another pop-up. DeMayo's back, making the catch. Infield fly rule was in effect again. We can't say enough good things about Caprice Bomer in relief today for UConn. 4 innings scoreless, 2 hits, no walks, and 6 strikeouts. She was excellent.
She made Butler hitters feel uncomfortable, and you could see it by the way that they were frozen by some of her spin, but even just the heat that she brought and getting some whiffs there. And you got to have a lot of confidence with Bomer and how she performed, not only in this tournament, but looking forward if UConn is able to get that automatic bid and be in the NCAA tournament. Talk about Breton also here in the circle. It takes everyone on your pitching staff if you're in a regional.
Another pinch hitter for Butler. It's Rachel Hunt at the plate. Another freshman from Indiana. She's from South Bend. Went to Riley High School. Man, what a day Bomer had. She was outstanding. You know, Walter just went the 1 inning. With the way Bomer pitched in this game, you wonder who UConn will start tomorrow in the first game of the championship. There could only be one. They have 2. (3-0) on Hunt. First at bat of the weekend for Rachel. 37 games, 6 starts during the regular season. Went a combined 1 for 16 at the plate. Inside, ball 4. Butler has the bases loaded for the first time since the first inning, and give credit to Scott Hall and his team. Score's not in their favor, but they're battling here. So we will have our 3rd consecutive pinch hitter. Emily Tudor will bat in Kylie Ryan's place. a hit or two, and Butler's out of the run rule. Got to run into 1 or 2 here. Hoping for magic from Tudor. Senior from outside of Indy. In the air to center. Kibley makes the catch. Conger tags and scores. Butler will not be shut out.
They won't be shut out, and they have finally beat their scoreless streak. 10 consecutive innings of not being able to score a run, and they finally get one across.
Yeah, I really do think that's important for Coach Hall's team, right? You don't want to go into an elimination game with that hanging over your head. It may feel like an inconsequential run here late, but good situational softball. Kendall Graves took just a bit low.
I was really impressed with Graves yesterday defensively. She had so many hard hit balls hit to her in the hot corner, and she made a couple of great plays.
1-1. Elimination game, our second semifinal of the day, scheduled to start at 4 Central, 5 Eastern. It'll be Creighton against, it looks like, Butler. And then whoever wins that gets to play Connecticut again tomorrow for a championship. Tomorrow's scheduled to start at 2 Eastern. And then if Connecticut were to lose that game, again, if the results hold in this first game, there would be one last game tomorrow. Check swing, 2-2. Butler thought they took the lead with a run in the third, but on replay it was wiped off the board. And then UConn got to work. 5 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth, 5 in the sixth. What a day on every side of the aisle. Popped her up. Ring fight in the sun. She has got it. And UConn, for the second straight season, will play for a Big East championship.
What a statement today that UConn make. They just continue to roll and have looked so good this entire tournament. But you got to hand it off to Caprice Bomer. She was definitely the difference maker today. 4 full innings, 6 strikeouts, nothing given up. And now Butler has to fight for their lives.
We will have our second semifinal slated to start at 4 Central. Butler against Creighton for the chance to play Connecticut for a championship tomorrow. UConn will have the chance to defend their crown. They have scored a whole bunch of combined runs this weekend. They've scored 21 combined. They look every bit the part of a defending champion. For Bria Losick, Evan Stockton, and the whole crew saying so long from Rosemont. Final score in our first semifinal, UConn rolls 12-1. We got another one coming up. Butler against Creighton in just a few. All games airing on the ESPN Family Network, so streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.